coming up. After a short midwinter production break, Ipswich Today is back for another yarn over the back fence with Walter Williams and Ashleigh Mack. In this episode, Trombones world record attempt, we said goodbye to two more local business leaders. Get outdoors with Peaks to Points Festival. 100k speed limit set to return to the Warrego Highway eventually. A place in need of a plan, and reminiscing about the best fish and chip shops in days gone by. It's Wednesday, July 22, 2026, and I'm Allan Roebuck. Welcome to Ipswich Today. This podcast acknowledges traditional owners and their connection to lands and waters we share. Ipswich Today is supported by Kinetics, people-powered web hosting trusted by Australian businesses since 1999. Walter Williams has called Ipswich home for 36 years, and you will know his voice on many TV and radio ads. And he was previously heard doing his own show on QFM, 4BH, Star FM, River and 4BC. Welcome, Walt.
Oh, the voice master is back.
Thank you. Ashleigh Mack was born in Ipswich. Growing up in Ebbw didn't affect him very much at all. He was the first voice back in 1990 on a radio station called QFM. He's now a small business owner with the Fab Coffee Shop at St Andrews. Welcome, Ash.
Mate, it's nice to be here.
Oh, I didn't mean to cut you off, Ash.
I'm just thinking, I've never had a welcome like that.
Well, what we're listening to there is over 600 trombonists attempting their Guinness World Record the other day in Toowoomba Place. Did anybody witness it firsthand, Walt?
I was meant to go up there because I'm in deep doo-doo over this.
Why is that?
My daughter-in-law was playing in it and I was meant to be there.
No.
Not only that, but a good mate of mine was playing trombone in it as well. In fact, I didn't even know he could blow his own trombone.
Oh, it was quite a spectacle looking at the photographs and the videos on social media. So just quickly to recap, it was on Sunday, July 12. It was the final day of Spark Festival. And the number of people playing trombones, 647. Local Ipswich News said it was that number. So did the mayor. So it must be right. But they've got to wait now to hear back from the Guinness people as to whether it gets the official tick.
Yeah.
They're all excited.
They are.
The bass player out of my band, it was there. He plays trombone.
Wow.
And people who play trombone their ear is very good because there's no... You have one long arm sliding backwards and forwards. And do you recognise the song they were playing?
76, here we go. 76 trombones.
Exactly, and the tempo's a bit off. But,
Feels like an intro to Monty Python.
It does indeed. It does. Well, congratulations to everybody who took part, whoever came up with the idea. In fact, I did hear who it was, and it's just escaped my brain at the moment, but congratulations. A great effort. Put Ipswich on the trombone world record map. Walt?
They're actually looking for new ideas too for world records. And I reckon we should do this one. Stand like a dad. Apparently they tried it in Brisbane and only got a couple of hundred. But if we can get 647 trombonists, imagine how many dad bods we could have in the Nicholas Street precinct with their hands on their hips for 30 seconds. We can do it.
And what did you call that? A stand?
Stand like a dad.
Hang on. You could do that. You don't have to invite anybody. Just go down to the mall and look.
That's right.
Because we all stand like that, us old boomers.
Oh, dear. Well, I thought it was lots of fun, and I was disappointed I couldn't be there in person myself. Well, look, from all that fun to start our yarn over the back fence this month, I want to just transition to something a little bit more sobering and sad. We lost two more of Ipswich's business icons recently. Nada Collins, very well known of North Ipswich News fame, and John Weir, former chief of Discovery Credit Union and its different name incarnations. It's now Queensland Country Bank. He passed away recently, and I was very fortunate to attend his service this morning at Worrell Park. A beautiful service. He would have loved it. It was such a great service for John. And for Nada, my own personal story with NADA, and I'm sure you guys have got plenty as well. I used to love going into North Ipswich News because NADA was in Rotary, as I am, 2 different clubs in Ipswich, and I knew that every time I went in, we were going to have a Rotary chat. So I'm going to miss my Rotary chats with NADA at North Ipswich News.
A lot of the announcers from River would have had an association with her because that was the local newspaper shop.
Yeah, that's where you got the QT each morning.
That's where our association goes back. Nada Collins and I have known each other for over 30 years.
Wow.
And back in 1990, we launched a certain radio station called QFM 106.9. Yes. I was the very first breakfast radio host on it. And so I would stop in every morning to get my papers before my show, have a chat, have a cuppa with her, talk to Nada, just wonderful memories. And then they even named their bird in the shop Wally as a tribute to me. Which was just beautiful.
Oh, that's sweet. Yeah. And of course, back then, Walt, she opened the shop really early, didn't she?
Oh, super early, mate, because I went off, before a sparrow could even fart in the morning. Yes. I was already up on my way to breakfast. And she's survived by her beautiful daughter, Melissa, who once travelled to Papua New Guinea and bought me a lovely trinket, a souvenir, which I still treasure to this day in my recording studio.
Yeah, no, it's always sad to say farewell to such lovely people. Ash, do you have any stories?
Nothing but going in there and buying the odd casket, but they never won. They never won.
Never won.
Never won, as can be told by my lifestyle.
Oh, the rich and famous.
So we pay tribute to Nada Collins and John Weir. Now, something different to talk about now. From Saturday, July 25 until Sunday, August 9, you can enjoy over 80 events from bush care to bird watching to National Tree Day celebrations in a thing called the Peaks to Point Festival. It only happens every 2 years, which is why you might go, what's the Peaks to Point all about? Have you had a chance to look at the website?
It's pretty good. Yeah, it's not just here too. It's got Logans in it as well, aren't they?
It's all around Scenic Rim. Plenty of activities. So if you love the outdoors and love nature, check out peakstopoints.com.au.
It's interesting that they run it at this time of year. And do they do that because they're getting people out there that don't want them to get sunburned? Is it just a clever idea that way? Or is
I don't know the real reason. I think Peaks to Point might be held at this time of year simply because it's not too hot. People can get dehydrated very easily on our hot summer's day. So it's probably a safety thing.
And it's one of those good things, too, that gets you outside. There's a lot of festivals that have you wandering around the streets eating fast food and that sort of stuff. This is one where you get out and do bush walks and go looking for animals and that sort of stuff. I think it's a clever idea.
Yeah. This is all part of the National Tree Day, isn't it?
It is. National Tree Day celebrations are centred around it, one or the other.
National Tree Day reminds me, how does a tree get on the internet?
I don't know, but we're about to find out.
They log on. And while we're at it, what type of radio station is a tree's favourite radio station?
The popular one?
The one that plays popular songs.
Oh, close. Very good, Ash.
Oh, no, I'm just...
You get nearest the pin.
I learned that at a branch meeting, but go on.
Okay.
Stop us, somebody.
Oh, please. Now back to serious matters. And this is actually a bit of good news, but it's going to be a little while before it's implemented. The 100k speed limit will return to the Warrego Highway. It's getting closer. Drove through there late night last week. The night works are in full swing to put in those variable electronic speed signs like they have on the motorway. And once they're in, we can expect that to be adjusted back to 100k. And I think a lot of people will be happy, including you, Ash, even though you say it doesn't take much longer.
Well, yeah, but I can't understand the mentality. We've just spent a mozza putting these things up to save a few seconds. And the problem we have, I leave fairly early in the morning and cross over the bridge.
Yes.
And I see when it's banked up, where someone has tried, it's usually somebody driving like an idiot who causes an accident there. Right now, we're going to unleash them at 30 kilometres an hour faster. I cannot understand. The only time speed ever does you any good, it has to be like the difference between 70 and 100 is useless. It has to be like you're not going to get there that much faster.
Over that short distance.
Something like between 10 and 190 kilometres an hour. It'll make a difference. People said, we don't like driving at 70.
No. And I don't know whether the average speed cameras are set up to take into account that 70 at the moment, but I always presume and act like they do.
Good idea.
Made cop, you know that robot camera that was on there?
It was away for a while. Is it back?
Yeah. No, it's not back yet. I haven't seen it back, but he copped a $500 fine. And then he whinged about it.
Yeah. I remember that.
Were you speeding? Yeah. Well, why are you worried?
I do remember that. On to the bridge itself. A bit of an update on the bridge and a bit of a recap, really. It was late 2023 when the fatigue cracks were identified, so it's now been 3 years. We've been under these road conditions there at the bridges, and they put the speed and load restrictions. By mid-2024, Transport and Main Roads had completed emergency welding repair works and those crossover medians for the heavy vehicles, right? I think we're all familiar with that. And the reduced speed limits, very familiar with that. So what they're doing now, after a bit of a break in transmission, they're installing additional edge girders, so the bridge is going to have a totally different look according to the artist's impressions. It'll look like a new bridge. They're going to strengthen those approach spans, and they're going to do more welding underneath and replace that with bolted steel plates, and the list goes on and on. So it's going to be all but a new bridge, except it's a renovated bridge.
That's probably a bit cheaper. That thing was built, it's as old as me.
57, 58, I think.
58, yeah. It was built in 58, and that's a lot of traffic has gone over there. That's the original bridge because there was one there, and they built the second one later.
Yes.
And a lot of water's flowed under your bridge too.
Yeah, exactly. I can remember driving from Brisbane to Toowoomba to go to Speedway back in the 70s, and that was only one lane each way. So yeah. It's been there a while, so let's hope that they get it right. And
I meant especially since the prostate was playing up on Ash.
Yeah, well, renovations on that worked.
Okay. We're diverging. Moving on to council matters, and Ipswich City Council is asking Rosewood residents and businesses to have their say on a place plan for Rosewood. Ideas can be submitted by anyone up until August 2nd. Is this something real or a bit of a makeover? Is anything really going to happen, do you think, Ash?
I sincerely hope that they do something nice for Rosewood, because Rosewood has a very special place in my heart.
Mm.
Right.
Because when I was 17, that's how far I had to drive to get a girlfriend.
I didn't know they had massage parlours in Rosewood.
Oh, careful. No, I met her at Marburg Dance.
As many people have over the decades.
Yeah, and that didn't last very long. But see, that Rosewood originally was the railway siding. It was where a lot of the fettlers and that sort of stuff lived, working on the railway line.
Yeah.
She was actually the daughter of a railway guy.
It's a beautiful country town, and it'd be nice to see it sort of, given a little zhuzh.
Yeah, I mean, there's always been...
Some nice real estate there with great views.
Oh, for sure. And there's that long-term issue of the crest of John Street being so high that in heavy rains the footpaths are underwater. So I don't know whether the place plan includes ripping up John Street and lowering the level of it. That'd be a big job and major disruption, but short-term pain for long-term gain perhaps.
True. What would you like to see happen to Rosewood?
I think they could enhance that town square just a little more when, where the Cobb & Co coach is.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe a bit more shade there, particularly in summer. The coach is in the shade, but I don't think there's much shade for humans from memory. Maybe the trees, but a bit of work there and redoing the footpaths. And I think the major job, if it's included in the place plan concept, is that lowering of John Street. I know many businesses would appreciate it, and many locals.
And doing it creatively would be the clever thing. This is a little bit off subject.
Yeah.
But creative ways of doing things. Have you seen the new observation area for Brisbane Airport?
Yeah, only online.
It's actually the T-tail out of a plane. They've made the shade cover.
Oh.
And I thought, that's really clever. And if we could get things like that, what would you do in Ipswich? What would you do in Rosewood as the lookout? tie it in somehow. That's very clever stuff.
An old railway carriage.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, the good thing is this is open for anyone to make a submission until August 2nd, and I'll have the link in the show notes. My High Grove at Brassel is my next topic, gentlemen. It is no more. After a very long fight, there's no trace of the unit complex, now replaced by grass and open space. In fact, Walt, you and I knew someone who lived in My High Grove. Fortunately, they weren't living there when it flooded. And we've documented what happened there, and council has documented why it took so long. But that's another piece of open space, courtesy of the state and feds contributing money to that flood buyback scheme.
Yeah, and it won't be the last either.
No. I've been driving around to areas I haven't been in for a while, and it's always good to do because Ipswich is changing all the time. It used to be the Gold Coast that was ever amazing, always changing, or whatever that slogan was. But I reckon that can apply to Ipswich, especially in the Ripley Valley. I took a drive just a couple of weeks ago. I could not believe the changes. The new fast food outlets have been there a little while. Where the Rural Fire Brigade is. You familiar with that spot?
Yeah, great setup.
That used to be totally on its own. There was nothing around it.
I know.
Has the same thing happened to you as you go out there and you get lost?
No, don't get lost. But
I lose my bearings because I'm used to seeing it a certain way.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you go, well, hang on a second, where am I here? Right? Because it's changing so much.
It's just bumper-to-bumper housing estates now.
We know there's a housing shortage and people have got to live somewhere. So
Ripley's not a bad choice. So many people out there, like so many staff and people coming to the hospital. Where are you from, Ripley? Where are you from, Ripley?
Yeah.
It used to be Springfield, and now it's Ripley.
And there's some great little cafes I could give a quick shout out to.
Yeah, go ahead.
There's the Cafe Providence at Ripley, the Adonis Cafe, and there's a few more out there as well. And I always base my opinion on a cafe by how good they can make an egg benny.
True. I agree, Walt.
Spoken like a true caffeine addict.
That's right. And they've got to be able to do a dirty chai, maybe.
That's right, dirty chai man.
Yeah.
But the expert on the panel, of course, is Ash with his own coffee shop. And you do a great job, Ash. You train the staff well.
They're lovely. Well, no, they
train you?
Good girls. Phoebe's had a baby.
Oh, congratulations.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Phoebe's had a baby. So Phoebe's on maternity leave at the moment. We got some other girls in there. They're great. They're loving it.
Good on her. Phoebe's fantastic.
Yeah, she is.
Just a final word on Ripley. The state government needs to get moving on getting that rail through the valley between Springfield Central and Ipswich because the Centenary Highway, which was a lonely road before they started building houses, is no longer a lonely road.
Seriously, though, how long will that take? Because look at how long it took Redcliffe.
That
was 100 years.
That was procrastination. But look, they said they'd never have a railway to Springfield Central, and it is there. So it's just money. Just money. Let's get it going.
If they do the whole loop and it comes back in through Churchill and that, it'd be smart. That loop would work.
Very, very smart. We're on to reminiscing, and Walt has suggested the best fish and chip shop over the years, in brackets, not Pauline's. That's fair enough.
I would never have made it. But go on.
Okay, Walt, what are your suggestions there for the best fish and chip shop over the years in Ipswich?
One not too far from the Ponderosa is old Bill the Greek in Brisbane Street back in the day, back in the 90s and earlier. And I think his mother owned the bookshop, which was next door. It was always stacked to the rafters with amazing books. And next door to that was the news agency. But, of course, all of that had to make way in that part of the street for the new Gordon Street upgrades, the car parking that went in in the past decade. But Bill's shop now, it's been a few things over the years, but the latest is it's a vacuum shop.
Right.
Too. I love that they've made a robot out of vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, I saw that.
and they're actually lovely people. I went in because we get our vacuum cleaner stuff there, and they're really nice people. But I'd have to argue with you, Walter, because if you really want to go back and you really wanted to experience the fish and chips, right? There were two. There was the Miners' Diner, which was across the road from the Ebervale railway station. It's still there.
Still there.
But it was originally built by a Greek guy who lived in the house behind.
And he still makes great chips at the old Miners' Diner.
Yeah, well, that guy who's in the Miners' Diner now is actually, if I got it right, is either the grandson or the grandnephew of Eland, who were the original owners of the Glideway service station.
Get out of here.
Wow.
Yeah, so because they're part of that family. But then another one that we got to sample on numerous occasions was the Gleese's fish shop.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, now Gleese's, what's in there now? It's a restaurant, isn't it? It's just up from the Ho Inn, between the Ho Inn and that other coffee shop there.
Oh, no, it's in community now. It's a
Is it?
Yes,
Yes.
it's a in-community support organisation.
Okay.
Yeah, it's called in community.
Yeah, well, see, I went to school with the Gleese boys, and their father owned that shop. And why it was good is he used to do the fish and chips in the paper, wrapped in newsprint. And you'd do a mad dash during interval from the Winter Garden Theatre, the old Winter Garden Theatre.
Round the corner.
You dash down there, get your fish and chips, then go back and take your fish and chips back into the theatre, rip open the top, and be the second movie you'd be eating fish and chips to. It was great.
And smelling up the theatre.
Oh, who cares? It was great. We used to roll Jaffas down. And
that's amazing that they let you do that back in the day. You got to pass out of some description, I imagine.
Oh, yeah, you did. You actually got to pass out. But that was the old Winter Garden, not the one that's there now.
No. I've seen pictures of the old one. It looks quite spectacular. Consigned to history. Check it out on Picture Ipswich.
Yeah, you spent many a Saturday afternoon there when I was a kid.
I had a quick one to add to reminiscing before we wrap it up. Old street directories have been in the news this week. ABC has reported that they're still being printed. I didn't even think they were still being printed. No. So, the Queenslanders call it the Refidex. But it's also known as Gregory's or UBD. Mm-hmm. They're not going to print them annually anymore. There's still a customer base, but only a fraction, of course, of what it used to be.
Who buys them now?
Well, I've heard that emergency services still do for when Google doesn't work.
Well, I suppose they'd have to have it just in case something went wrong. But then you'd have to learn how to use it, because remember, you'd have to go and say it was an alphabetical listing of the streets in the back.
Yes.
And then it'd say it was at coordinate A4 on map number 27. So you'd go through to number 27, A4. Oh, there it is there.
Yeah.
And work your way back.
I know.
I don't personally need maps, because people are always telling me where to go.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
All right, any shout-outs to wrap it up? We've done a couple. Any more, Walt?
Well, I can give you one more. I don't think I mentioned it last time, but there's the new Emerald Cafe at Brassel, which is very good and worthy of a visit, and they do a really good eggs benny.
That's past your rating. That's good. Is that the one down the Aldi end?
It's the new Brassel end of things towards the highway and everything.
Oh, up there on the hill. Okay,
towards,
not Brassel Shopping Centre. Up on the hill, the new shopping centre.
Brand new shopping centre.
Yep.
And I've got one other shout out, and I only saw this the other day, and I've heard about it for ages. It's at Springfield, for our Springfield listeners, called Lotus Cafe, and the eggs benny's very good there.
I think you'll have to publish a list.
I think I'm going to bring out an eggs benny book.
Here's a challenge for you. Before next month's Yarn Over the Back Fence, send me a written list and I'll include it in the show notes.
It's going to be a long list.
That's okay. I've got plenty of show notes.
And it's not easy doing eggs benny, because you've got to be really good at poaching eggs.
That's right. Well, and then you got to get the hollandaise just right, and then it's the base too.
Yes.
Are we going to put it on sourdough, or are we going to screw it up and put it on something plain?
Well, I have to give you an eggs benny story after all that. Now, it's not in Ipswich, but it's very close. Cafe Sorella at Forest Hill, Luciana has had the store since 2003, so she's celebrating 23 years in Forest Hill.
It's a good cafe.
You go a long way to find a better one, let me tell you. It's worth the drive.
Totally. I'll back you up on that, 100%.
I'm going to start going out with you guys.
You're missing out, Ash.
I'm missing out, yeah. But then I'm good home-cooked food, but I'm missing out. Yeah.
You're a one-cafe man, let's face it.
Yeah, well, when the wife makes the food there, and you go, hey, this is really good.
Yeah, it is good, yeah. All right, on that note, our stomachs are turning. I'm ready for a feed. Thank you, guys, for the great chat over the back fence. Catch you next month, Walt.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks, Ash.
Ciao, mate. See ya.
And that is it for this episode of Ipswich Today. A reminder, you will find handy links in the show notes. Ipswich Today is supported by Kinetics, people-powered web hosting trusted by Australian businesses since 1999. This podcast is also listener-supported. Please make a once-only gift or regular donation to help keep it online. Visit ipswichtoday.com.au and click Donate. Follow and stream where you get podcasts, including the iHeart app, or play Ipswich Today on smart speakers. This is Allan Roebuck. Thank you for listening. Enjoying Ipswich Today? Please share the love on your socials.